Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. We've got a serious special guest for you today. Nathan Jackson from Housemasters is with us. Worked with him a few times, and I think it's always interesting to find out what the actual home inspector is looking for when you're buying a home. Nathan, good to have you with us, bud.
Thanks, Stu.
So just talk us through it.
So we'll get up on the roof if we can. If it's safe to get on the roof, we'll get on the roof. We'll walk the roof. We'll feel for soft spots in the roof, and we're looking at the penetrations in the roof. We want to make sure that they're sealed and there's not any leaks. So overall condition of the roof, and we're trying to get a good age of the roof. And then chimneys as well. Make sure that they're flashed and they're proper. So then we'll get off the roof and we'll get inside. And some people start in the attic. I like to do the attic last. And then I'll just do a couple circles around the house. The first circle is I'm checking the receptacles to make sure that they're wired correctly. I'm looking at your floor to see if there's any damage or if there's any signs of water problems. We're going to look at windows as well. We want to make sure that the windows have good seals and they're functioning properly and they have locks. And then we're going to work our way into bathrooms, because it's usually 1 or 2 bathrooms per floor. And we're going to use a lot of water. We're going to fill up your sinks, we're going to fill up your tubs, we're going to run your showers, especially when we have tiled showers. That's very important. Because tiled showers can be a big problem, and they can leak. So we want to run a lot of water and see if we're getting any moisture problems. And then we also want to run everything at once to see if we have good flow of water. So a big common problem with bathrooms is toilets. Toilets are loose. A lot of toilets are loose, which can be dangerous. So you want to get that fixed. So after we've ran all that water, we're going to drain the sink, and we're going to make sure there's no leaks underneath the sink. So once we've checked that, we're going to check for moisture or previous moisture. I personally use thermal camera underneath the sinks and around the toilet if the flooring allows it. And once we're done in the bathroom, we don't want to forget about the ventilator as well. We want to check the ventilator and make sure that there's some sort of a fan or a window in the bathroom. You got to let that moisture out after a shower. So then we're going to carry on. And we're going to make our way around the rest of the house. We're going to check things. Sometimes there's fireplaces. We're going to take a look at those. We're going to check as many windows as we can get to, and as many electrical outlets as we can get to. And then after that, the main floor, we'll get to the kitchen. We'll look at all your appliances. We want to see the functionality of them. We want to get your stove running. We want to stress your stove, make sure your electrical can handle it. And we want to run your ventilation in your kitchen. So hopefully it's an exhausted outside, which most fans are. And we're going to check your dishwasher. We're going to record all your serial numbers. I do anyway, because I like to date the appliances for my customers. Then I'm going to check the functionality of your cabinets, make sure that they're working well. And another important part is the electrical on the countertops. We want to make sure the electrical on countertops is GFCI protected nowadays, which in most cases it is. If it's not, it's not a big deal. Upgrade it when you upgrade your electrical. And then after we've done that, we're going to make our way into the basement. We're going to do the same type of circle, checking your electrical, check your bathrooms. We're going to run thermal, and we're going to run moisture meters in the basement especially. Anywhere at grade or below grade, we want to check for moisture, and we're looking for signs of moisture. And then if we have access to your foundation, we want to check your foundation for cracks, settlement, water problems, and we can see the flooring. Depending on the house, a lot of houses are finished, but if we have non-finished basements, we can see the structure, if the structure looks sound, if there's any big holes cut in the floor framing. And then we're going to look for drain waste for plumbing, which is important. And sump pumps, we're checking sump pumps to see that they're functioning if the home has a sump pump. And then we're going to make our way to get the furnace running. And then we're going to check the furnace, make sure that it has even distribution throughout the house. And we're going to open the furnace up. We're going to take a look inside. We're going to record a serial number. We're going to date the furnace, which tells you, when you might need to replace it, because they have service lives. So we go by a standard service life on appliances and furnaces and water tanks as well. And we're going to see if there's any rusting, which is common in new furnaces with the condensation problems. We're going to look at the distribution system. And then we're going to look at the water tank. And we're going to date that as well, because water tanks are between 8 and 10 years typically, sometimes a little longer. And we're going to just make sure that everything is running and it looks good. There's no combustible gases. Like if we smell something, most of us carry combustible gas meters. so we can check. But your nose is a pretty good combustible gas meter. You smell gas, right? You want to check it, so you'll pull the meter out. So, and after that, we're done with that. Then I will finish up in the house. Last thing I do is I check the attic. If I can get in the attic, I'll get in the attic. If I can't, I'll just view from the entrance. And we're looking for adequate levels of insulation. We're looking for the roof sheathing that's intact. There's no signs of moisture. Because of all our fans and all our plumbing, so all those penetrations are important to make sure that there's no leaks coming in there. So then we close up the attic, and then I'll do the outside. So on the outside of the house, we're looking for grading at foundation. We don't want a negative grade. What that means is we don't want the ground to point towards the house. We want it to point away from the house. We want to check your eaves troughs. Very common is to say extend that downspout. Move it away from your house. We're looking at window wells, so we want to point out all safety concerns. After I've compiled all that information, I will take all the pictures of relevant stuff that I find, and you'll have the report within 24 hours. And as a home inspector, I will always be there to help any time of the day.
Okay, Nathan Jackson from Housemasters. Thank you for joining us, Nathan.
Thanks, Stu.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to be notified of new ones.